All right, gang, you ready? Here's the last page of the final exam review. Number 39, it asks what type of conic. Remember, we have 4 things that we studied. We studied a parabola. A parabola was the one that was a U. It can be up or down. You know what a circle is. The ellipse was kind of like the oval or the football, like that. And then the hyperbola was the one that either went like this, like a double parabola, or it went like this, a double parabola. If it was a double parabola which opened up and down, the y squared was first, and if it was one that opened left and right, the x squared was first. All we have to do to be able to figure out what this looks like is to type it into Desmos. So that's what I'm going to do and paste it in here for you to see. All right, so here's what my graph looks like. So that guy is a parabola, or if you want to be a little bit more fun, you can call it a parabola. But it opens down. We don't really need to know any of that. We just need to know what shape it makes. So since it's the U, it is a parabola. Okay, the next one, we could use Desmos, but I think it's easier if we just know our rules. Remember, a circle has a square and it has a plus in the center. So it's x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared is equal to r squared. So in our case, our radius is 6, so we know it's over here, it's got to be 6 squared, which is 36. So that eliminates these two, and then we also have to have the square, so it's got to be choice D. Same thing on the next one. It's x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared is equal to r squared. So let's just kind of plug and chug. We know that this is h and this is k and this is r. So we're just going to plug those guys in. So I'm going to erase my h and my k and my r, and I'm going to plug in what I know. And what I know is what you know, which is this is 3, this is 6, and this is 5. So I'm looking for an x minus 3 and a y minus 6, which looks like this one and not those. And it's 5 squared, so that's got to be this guy. So we're looking at D and D only, not C at all. The next one is asking me to find the center and the radius. So I'm going to use their hint and graph this guy on Desmos. Okay, so we're looking for the center and the radius. Well, the radius here, you all, is how far it is from the top to the bottom. So that's the difference of -2 and -6, which is 8. So my radius is 8. And my center is right there in the middle. I can't click on that on Desmos, but I can use that information. I know the x value is a 2, and the y value is this point over here, which I just covered up with my little dot, which is -4. Okay. Now, you can, plot that point, like down here on the next line, 0, -4, and see if it looks, not 0. You can plot it and see if it looks like it would be the center point, and that will maybe help you as well. So, not too bad. Use that Desmos. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but my class really enjoyed doing these, or at least that's kind of what I thought anyways. So it's the same kind of thing we've been doing, h, k, and here's my r squared. So my h is 3, my k is 2, and my r is 3. So I go over to 3, and I go up to 2, and then I do a dot, 3 up, 3 right, 3 down, and 3 left, and I draw a circle as best I can. The ellipse is the same idea. It's that HK, and so this time my H is 0 because there's nothing with the X, and my K is 3. Remember, this is my R sub X, and that's squared, so that means my R sub X is 3, so it's in the X direction, and my R sub Y, here's my R sub Y squared. My R sub Y is the square root, which is 4. So I go over 0, but I go up 3. And then I'm going to go 3 to the right and 3 to the left because that's the X direction. And I'm going to go 4 up and 4 down because that's the Y direction. And so my ellipse is going to look kind of like that. On the hyperbola, it's the same thing, really. It's just a combination of the parabola and the ellipse and the circle. It's kind of all the same. So we're going to get our h and k, and this is our r sub y, and this is our r sub x. And that's on that little box that we're going to create. And we know it's going to open up and down because the y comes first. So our hk is 3 and negative 2. So I'm going to go over to 3 and down to 2. I'm going to go up and down. R sub y is 4. So I'm going to go up and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go left and right 2 because my r sub x is 2. So I'm going to go 2 over and 2 over. And that's how I'm going to make my little box or rectangle. Then I'm going to draw a diagonal through each of the vertices. And I know this guy opens up, so it's going to go, actually, let's change colors there. It's going to go this way and this way. Not too bad. So the pink is the actual hyperbola. Now, you know, if you weren't sure what to do, you know what you could do, and that'd be to Desmos this bad boy. All right, last one, and I am going to Desmos this. It says to solve the system of equations, so I'm going to plug those into Desmos exactly as they are, and we'll look at the graph and see what we come up with. All right, so I plugged both of those into Desmos. You can see that I really legit plugged them in exactly the same way it was written up here. Didn't change anything. And I just realized I covered up the multiple choice answers. So when we look down here at the multiple choice, we see that there is a -6, 3, and a 6, -3. And so that would be answer choice C. It would be no solution if they didn't cross. So let's say my line was out here. That would mean it was no solution. All right, good luck studying for finals, guys. Make sure you put all those things on your cheat sheet, and we will see you next week ready to go.